Why is it so important that we must vet the sources, and how do we go about vetting a person's sources? Because I remember you spoke on
Very
not being
important.
intellectual swine.
That's very important. And that question you asked really is at the root of why Mr. Guthrie does not want to engage me. The question of the urgency of being able to vet sources. So you will notice in my little teaser book, Faking Jacks, Exposing Paul Guthrie, I post the Facebook exchange that Mr. Guthrie and myself had in 2014. And in that discussion, you will notice that I made a particular proposal to Mr. Guthrie. I said that what I would like to see is he write, because he's such a great writer. All of us know The Making of the White Man by Paul Guthrie. That was a phenomenal book. Mr. Paul Guthrie knows how to write academically. He knows how to write well. He knows the value of citing sources. He demonstrated that in his book, The Making of the White Man. And so I said that what I propose is that he writes his claims and cite the sources of his claims, because he never cites sources. I said, I don't debate videos. I asked him to, I said that what we would do, he will write the sources of his claims, and I will write a sourced response. So I can vet his arguments and sources, and he can vet my arguments and sources. That's the proper way. And to prove that, let me, I just want to make this point for you silly Negroes talking about Wesley Muhammad is running. Y'all silly. Y'all real silly. There's a process to this thing. There's a process of how to make this thing happen effectively. I ain't running from nobody. I asked Mr. Paul Guthrie again. He didn't invite me. I've been inviting him. I asked Mr. Paul Guthrie because we want to get to sources. What are your sources for the claims that you make? Let us see them so we can vet them. This is what I said to him. Publish your sources. Allow me to vet them. I will publish my response and allow you to vet them. You know this is my way because that's what this book is. Ra is Allah. Why Asar Imhotep is wrong. Asar Imhotep is a scholarly brother who took objection to something I wrote in my book, Black Arabia and the African Origin of Islam. He took a chapter of that book. Now, a lot of people have made videos and did blog talks mad at my books. I don't respond to that. People, I want to debate Dr. Wesley. All of those people. I don't respond to every new jack talking about they can bomb Dr. Wesley. You have to make a compelling case for me to invest my time. Asar Imhotep made a compelling case. He wrote a critical response to something I had wrote. He provided vettable sources, and what did I do? I vetted his sources, deconstructed his arguments, but in a way that he too can come, he hasn't yet, he too can deconstruct my response. This is how scholarship is done. Make your claim, but give us the sources of your claim so we can vet them. And that's what I asked of Mr. Guthrie. We want to see the sources of your claims, because what I show is that his sources are, in some cases, phantoms. He uses phantom sources. And his sources, in another case. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Though, but no, I got to say, no, I wouldn't even, at this point, I won't call it ghetto scholarship. I call it deceptive. At this point, there's deception going on, not just poor quality, because he's skillful. He knows how to do quality scholarship. He's done it before. In this case, with this narrative, I believe it may have started with a genuine discovery that he made, but it certainly, in that discovery, has value. The discovery that there's an Indic or Indian imprint on what Master Fard Muhammad gave us. And let me give an example of how valuable that is. We don't run from that. That's not a bad thing. Discovering these external influences on our system, that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. Let me cite this beautiful example, proving that. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad gave Minister Louis X a name, Farrakhan. The minister asked him, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, what does it mean? The Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, oh, it has many good meanings. Said it's from a modern, one of the modern up-to-date names. One of the modern, I don't want to misquote it, modern up-to-date names of Arabic or of God. He said it has many good meanings. They're upstairs. I'll get them later for you. Well, it never happened. The Honorable Brother Minister Farrakhan never got from, well, so he thought, never got from the Honorable Elijah Muhammad the meaning of his name, Farrakhan. When I was blessed to be a part of the delegation to the Islamic Republic of Iran 3 years ago with the Honorable Brother Minister Farrakhan, we discovered that Farrakhan is actually Persian. And while we were there, and the reason, this is how we discovered it, Brother Alfonso. When we landed in the airport in Iran, when we were going through customs, the bag that had books that we had brought over there, or the box, a box in which we had books that we had brought over there, opened up and a book fell out. The book was Defending Farrakhan, the book by our brother, student minister Demetric Muhammad. The book Defending Farrakhan fell out, and the customs agent grabbed it and brought all of us, the delegation, together. He held us up. He had to get that cleared. What he said to us, he looked at that name Farrakhan. He said, this is our name. This is our word. Farrakhan has meaning in Farsi. And we learned that Farrakhan means one who calls, who brings the message far and wide or beyond the borders. He's the one that makes the calls